So I just saw Underwater and I'm like, what? What's up, guys, and welcome to Movie Importance movie review of Underwater, the newest film from director William Eubank, and it stars Kristen Stewart, Vincent Cassel, John Gallagher Jr., Jessica Henwick, Mamoudou Athie, and T.J. Miller. So, Underwater is the story of a group of people who work very deep underwater in a drilling rig. Think about the Mariana Trench, and that's how deep they really are. After basically a normal day, they experience what they think are earthquakes, and the earthquakes basically collapse the station. So we have a survival story as well as a horrifying situation, and they find themselves trying to get to the escape pods to get out of the situation they're in. Because the story needs subtext and content, we basically find out the escape pods have either been used or they're damaged, so they have to find themselves getting to a place called the Roebuck, which has more escape pods. We have to add more conflict, so the earthquakes are something else. They're a creature. They're something not seen before in the annals of, history, because when you're deep that far down, of course things are not the way they seem. And so this movie becomes a horror story. It becomes a story of survival, and it becomes a story of people who are just trying to get home, trying to get to their families, trying to get back to regular life. And I personally went in this movie kind of wanting to enjoy it. I mean, yes, it's a January movie. I think I thought it was pushed back for some reason, but I don't think that was the case. But the trailer was intriguing. And, it has cool possible monsters in it. It was something I was, whatever. It's a January movie, so I didn't think it was going to be great. The problem is, this, like every single January that we get, there are movies that are so kind of hopeful, kind of maybe a possibility of being decent, that when you watch it and you realize what you're really getting, it becomes such a major problem. There is characters in this movie that have no character development. This movie starts out so quick and so fast paced that you're like, what? I mean, like, you're not giving us any exposition to these characters. You're not giving us any development to these characters. You're just throwing us into this chaos scenario, which can be fine, but look at the thing. The thing is thrown into a chaos scenario and it works. It feels perfect. This movie doesn't. It gives us a bunch of characters that aren't fun or exciting. You barely get a chance to know them before they start getting picked off. I'm sorry I'm spoiling it, but it's that type of movie where characters that you're gonna be with are gonna die. It's just that type of situation. And I can't endorse this movie at all. I don't like it. I don't think it's fun. There are parts where it's so hard to understand what's even going on, the way it plays out. There's probably stuff that's been edited out of this movie because they wanted to make it a 90-minute movie. And it just doesn't work. If the feeling of claustrophobia, I mean, it's there. It is cool when it works in the beginning, but then it just starts to kind of go off the rails. There's this game I played called Soma, which was about this. You're basically this character. Which I won't spoil it for you because I just think you should play it. But you're deep underwater. There's an entity. There's something going on. And this is what this movie feels like. But the problem is you can't tell what's going on half the time. You can't see what's going on. It's so dark, so murky. It feels like they literally had no budget and they had to find creative ways to scare you or to make you uneasy, and that can work, but it just doesn't work in this movie. Nothing works about this movie. And Kristen Stewart is, I'm glad she has a decent career. She's not having the career that like Robert Pattinson had, where he just kind of completely just shrugged off his Twilight fandom and whatever situation. But she is still doing good stuff, and this is a movie that really could have potential to really develop who an actress that she is. But then she's thrown in the mix with stuff like T.J. Miller and Vincent Cassel and John Gallagher Jr. And none of these characters really matter. They're not really, like I said, developed, and they're just boring to watch. And I like T.J. Miller. I think he's funny, but his character, he's just the same shtick all over again. It becomes boring and kind of cliche, I guess. But Like I said, there are moments where the claustrophobia does kind of work, but this is just going to go into another January movie that is probably going to hit my top 10 worst list, because when you start seeing like what's underneath the water, when you start seeing the creatures and the madness that's going on, it's so hard to follow. It doesn't make any sense, and nothing just works at all. And it's just the constraints of the budget, unfortunately. But look at like The Abyss or something like that, where they really take the deep underwater stuff and really make it work. You really get a sense of where you're at. You get a sense of who's who, what's what. But there are moments, like I said, in this movie that you just can't follow anything because you don't know what's going on. And then when the character moments happen, they don't make any sense. The moments where they're like making decisions don't make any sense, and just people and character arcs, they just don't make sense. So yeah, Underwater is just another terrible January movie. I don't recommend it at all. And it's such a shame because it has an interesting concept. William Eubanks did The Signal, which was an interesting concept of a movie. It wasn't great, but it was a better movie than this. So yeah, it's a shame. It was a movie that had a lot of potential and it didn't work. So, but that'll do it. That'll be my take on Underwater. It's another disappointing January movie, like I said. So, but anyways, if you like this movie, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what your favorite underwater movie is. Mine is The Abyss, of course. But otherwise, hit the subscribe button, join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next, and comment below on any video that you watch on my channel. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.